it is. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Wednesday, the first day of April 2026. Hey, it's April Fool's Day, right? Alright. I have some things that I want to go over today. One thing I just want to talk about right now is the options. Okay? Because the options got smashed today pretty much. There were only a couple that were actually positive. And I was hesitant to put them out. I even put them out late last night. I was hesitant to put them out at all because of yesterday's huge run-up at the end of the session. At the end of the day yesterday, we had a huge move up. And I knew that that was going to push all of the indicators to indicate puts. And if that move up continued into today, then they weren't going to work out that well. So I didn't put anything out at the end of the day yesterday. I put it out in the middle, about 7-8 p.m. last night. And I was afraid that today that push up was going to continue into the day, and it did. I still put them out, and some of them got positive. Some of them are getting near positive right now. Remember, they don't expire until Thursday, and that is another thing that I want to point out to you guys. The stuff that I do put out today, this afternoon, the options that I do put out, they're going to have next Friday's expiration. All right, so let me see if I can find that. Yeah, let me see if I can find that over here. Hold on a sec. Log into this, and we'll just go to GE, I guess is one we can look at. And currently, this is the expiration for this week, and it'll be 4/10 expiration. Alright, so the expiration, the stuff that I put out tonight is going to be 4/10 expiration. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at. Alright, I just wanted to point that out to you, because it's a holiday this week. Friday's off, and the options expire on Thursday this week instead of Friday. That's why we're shifting on Tuesday night instead of Thursday night. Instead of Wednesday night. Alright. You run the scanner and look at my link 45 charts. Do you buy the option right before the close or the open the next day? Wayne. Okay, well, let's take a look at that. Okay, let's bring up the scanner. And this is what the scanner looks like, hopefully right now. Alright, now my scanner is going to look a little bit different than yours because mine's going to have more stuff in it. You don't have access to this one yet because I'm working on this one. This combo thing down here. It's not going to show anything in here. It's hardly going to show anything in here until 3:30. At 3:30, you should see all these things start to show stuff because they work on a 6-hour time frame, and these guys up here work on a daily. So let me just make sure I have that all set to 6 hours because I've been doing a lot of things in here. 6 hours. Yeah, that one's 6 hours. This one should be 6 hours. Oops, 6 hours. And this one should be 6 hours. 6 hours. Alright, and what that means is it's looking every 6 hours the candle is going to close, or it's going to look at what the candle looks like when the candle closes. It's going to look at the data as it should look on a candle that closes at that time. Now it doesn't actually use, this whole section right here is a daily, but this indicator is not going to use the daily data from here. It's going to use the 6-hour data. Okay, so that's it. And list 5 is adjusting. It's running in real time. How? So things are going to pop up in here and not pop up in here. And these right here, this is a 1 hour, this is a 2 hour, this is a 3 hour, this is a 6 hour, and this is a daily. So at the beginning of the day, these two are the ones that you want to take action on. Alright? And let me just point that out again and blow it up for you so you can see it, because this is something that comes up a lot. First of all, let me just show you what this layout looks like. That's not what I need to do. I want to go to treating view like this. Okay. Hey, there's a huge sale right now too. If you guys haven't seen this, if you're on the monthly plan right now and you're paying $59 a month, you can get it for $18 a month. It's a huge sale right now. I'm already paid up until like 2030, I think, so I don't have to do this. But this is a huge sale. If you guys are on a monthly plan for TradingView, then you can grab it right here. It's basically the same as the Plus. You just got to remember at the end, it's going to cost you $600 if you don't do it again and keep extending it out. It's going to eventually cost you $600. You can always downgrade back to the monthly when you get toward the end of it if you wanted to. But this is an outstanding way for you to take advantage of the great discount right now. All right, just want to point that out. I do have a way. I don't get any kickback by telling you guys that. There is a way for me to get a kickback from doing that. I get some sort of coin or something like that, but I don't remember how to do it, so it doesn't really matter. But go in there and save yourself some money if you're going to do that. Okay. Now the reason I came in here, I was going to go out here and show you something. What was I doing? Why did I do that, Wayne? What was I doing? Oh, I was going to build one of these. All right. Just go to create new layout, and we'll do test 0 DTE. Okay, so on here it comes up with a volume, and you just throw this on a daily. All right, and we'll go to 1 day. And now the way that I have it, you guys, everybody who is a subscriber, or even if you're on the trial, everybody has access to the TV trades. This guy right here, you all have access to that. All right, so I have it right here, and everybody has access to that one. If you click on TV trades, this is what it looked like. This was the very first one I created when I first created TV trades. This is what I did. All right, and the only thing we had was that, and if you turn on the short one like that, you got the longs and the shorts. And I really didn't want to do the smaller time frames. I really wanted to do just the larger time frames. So you would just have that. Okay, but because I wanted to simplify the way I was putting this out to you guys, I changed it and I added in here. I put the scanner inside this TV trades indicator. Okay, so you get to it from indicators, you go to TV trades, and it says combo over here, right? I know that's a little confusing, but the combo is actually within the TV trades. So you put on the TV trades. I know it says TVT combo, but that's actually the TV trades. You turn it on, and you go in here, and you choose scanner at the top. All right. Now, when you do that, you say OK. It's working right now. You see that little thing that's turning. So by default, it's on a daily chart, but by default, it's also on a daily scanner. Okay, a 1-day scanner. Now, for the stuff that I'm doing in here, I'm using a 1-day scanner. For you guys, but there are lists over here. Now I'm going to change this to say 0 DTE because that's a 0 DTE list, but there are lists in here of the different the different symbols. All right, and I can only do 40 per list. So the first one's got 40, the second, they got 40 per list, except for the fourth one and the fifth one. The fourth one doesn't exactly have 40. I think it's got about 30, and the fifth one's got 3. That's because I want specific things for these. And the fifth one I want to be able to do again and again and again. Okay. So in here in list 1 right now, this is what we have. This is what's showing right now in list 1. All right. Now, if you look at this, the stuff that makes this happen, we'll put on the TV trades range trigger. Okay. Now, well, the way it works is it uses a synthetic divergence, and what this shows in here, if you have this come up here, it happens because the cover on the synthetic divergence, on the range trigger, the cover, oh wow, this is a really old version. Here, let me put the cover on. There you go. It's because this comes out of the cover, and the synthetic divergence actually comes out of the cover. This actually stays in the cover, but the synthetic divergence, which I'm not showing right now, comes out of the cover. And that's the beginning of the trade setup, right? The next thing that you got to have is a synthetic divergence. Actually, if I click on this, does it do anything right now? Yeah, it does. It changes that. The next thing that you have to go do is check to see that synthetic divergence crossed this right here. All right. Now, the reason I'm hesitating and going to the very next step is because I changed the password. Last weekend. Well, you all know what it is, but let me just do this for a second. All right. So what you're looking for is for the synthetic divergence to come out of the cover, right? That's what it looks for to begin with. It looks for the synthetic divergence to come out of the cover. And when the synthetic divergence comes out of the cover, it will show you this up here, all right? But then you have to go in and see that it crossed the blue line like that, all right? That it crossed the blue line and it came out of the cover crossing the blue line like that. Now, the second part in here, if we go back, I think it was over here. If we go back to the 0DTE, this one here, like we'll look at MDLZ right now. We'll go back here and look at MDLZ. That second part is actually on a 6-hour time frame. All right, so you're looking at a 6-hour chart now and not a daily chart. And it's not looking at exactly the same thing. What it is looking at is this plus this. All right. It's looking for divergence between the red and the div line. And typically what I really want to see is this right here. This is what I really want to see. That right there. Okay, this right here. Now in this case, we don't need to have the step line in there because I'm not using it in this case. Okay, so I want to have this right here is what I'm looking for. This is a reversal. This is a reversal right here. That's a reversal signal. Okay, when I get that, then that is the second thing that I looked for. So when I go back to this 0DTE right here, that's what created this. So MDLZ has what I'm looking for in that case, but that's on a see the 360 minute? That's a 6-hour time frame. Okay, that's the 6-hour time frame. Now, what I've been giving you is the combination of these. When it has both of them at the same time, then I give it to you. All right. Now the stuff that's over here, this is using, well, it's using different time frames. This one is the daily, as I said. This is the 6-hour. This is a 3-hour. This is a 2-hour, and this is 1 hour. The reason I do these, the 0DTE stuff, and this is important. The 6-hour and the daily, if you in the morning at 9:30 in the morning when the market's open, if you have a signal in here, you just take that signal. If it's QQQ, IWM, SPY, do what it says. All right, because usually by noon you're going to have something. Now I did these. You have, like the other day there was I think it was an SPY the other day that went from, I don't know, 95 cents up to $5.95 or something like that between 9:30 and 11:30, I'm pretty sure. But there haven't been any other ones since then that happened in the morning. All right, I know yesterday there was Mark was texting me yesterday about his 0DTE trade, and there were no 0DTE trades yesterday. Now these that pop up in here this late in the day, you only have an hour to expiration, so you don't want to trade anything like this on a 0DTE trade. You don't want to do any of this stuff. This is for like if it's noontime, where you still have noon to 4 for something to move. If you get one of these in that time frame, I mean the ones I have it on these, like the 3, 2, and 1 hour. I have those just because of the way that let me show you what I mean. Okay, so down here, the way that this falls down here, let me just throw an indicator down there, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll just put the trigger down there. Alright, so this is the way the trigger is on this chart. This is a daily, okay? And this is what it looks like on a 1 hour. Alright, that's what it looks like on a 1 hour. And that's what it looks like on the 2 hour. So the 1 hour and the 2 hour, they both close. Well, the 2 hour closes at 11:30. It closes at 9:30, 11:30, and 1:30. All right, and the 1 hour closes at all of those. The 3 hour closes at one of those. Okay, so it's so that you'll have one more opportunity during the day, at least one more opportunity during the day to have a 0DTE trade. But you don't want to take any of those after noon. All right, because you run out of time for it to actually do what it's got to do. If you get something like this, if this were to happen at 12 o'clock, and you were to get that at 12 o'clock, then that's okay. the further up you go in here, the less significant the signal is, because a 1 hour is not going to move as far as a daily, for instance. You wouldn't expect as much of a move out of a 1 hour as you would out of a daily. Okay, and the question is, so for a 0DT, take the 6 hour daily signals at the open for the day. That is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, if you wanted to take other ones, if you wanted to risk, take additional risk and take the other ones, then these guys will trigger, but don't take anything after noon, usually. Okay, because usually by noon, all the news is out, and everything that's going to move the market significantly is out. And if you're going to get into it, you have 4 hours at that point for it to do something or not. Okay? And is what's showing now, is that all from the list 5? And this is all from the list 5, and this does come up automatically. This is what the 0DT looks like. I have it spread out right now, but this is what the 0DT looks like. Now for you guys, you don't get this part of it right here. This all has a red exclamation point because you don't have access to this, because I haven't really published it yet. That brings us to the next thing. Let me go see if I have any trades here that I can take really quick, because I really want to trade some today too. Okay, I don't have any trades here that I can take right now. Alright, so this TVT combo with the asterisk before it, you guys don't have access to yet. This TVT combo, you do have access to. Alright, this whole page you have access to. I don't know if you guys can see the output of this or not when you use this link right here, because this is a shared link. I'll copy it, I'll give it to all of you, and you can tell me if you have access to that second one or not. Right, let me just make sure that's shared. I'll stick it out here. Paste, send it to you. So when do you run the list 5? Just look at this thing at the open. It's always running on the side here. Just look at it at the open at 9:30. See if this one down here, I mean, you can go in there and delete the other ones if you want. You can have your own copy of this, and you just shut these other ones off. So you're only interested in the 6 hour and the daily. These two right here. At 9:30 in the morning, if either one of these have any of the ETFs that I just mentioned, the SPY, the QQQ, or the IWM in them, you want to get on that, whatever direction it's going. You want to get on that at 9:30, because a lot of times between 9:30 and 10, it's going to make a big move. Okay, and that's where you want to get on it. You want to get in there. Like the one time today that it did go up 500%, I didn't see it until it was 10 o'clock, and it had already gone from, I think, 0.97 to $2 or $2.90 or something like that. So I'd already missed the move at that point, but it kept going after that. And that is another thing that brings questions. When do you take profit, right? And if you're trading the ETFs and you're doing the 0DT on the ETFs, you should be happy making 25-50% a trade. A lot of them are going to run. You're going to see those, if you have big days, like yesterday, for instance. During the day yesterday, I'm sure there was, I think there was an IWM that came up on here during the day yesterday. Or it was a Dow. That's what it was. It was one Dow that came up, but that was on a different thing. I'll show you in a minute. But during the day, when you have a huge day like yesterday, you might get lucky. But I don't know why. I don't know why everything ran up yesterday. I have no idea why everything ran up yesterday at the end of the session. And the next thing that I'm going to show you, you don't even have access to this, but I've gone beyond that and this, and I've created something else that takes everything into account. All right, but it makes it easier for you, and it actually makes it easier for me when you have a day like yesterday, where at one point yesterday, it does show on the bottom. Okay, good, Michael. Well, good. Then you guys know. If you have whatever you have up here, if you have it up here and down here, then that's definitely one you should take. All right. Otherwise, the ones that are up here, like T right now, you would have to go down here and look at T on a daily, and come down here. Well, look at over here with the trigger. This one with the trigger. Look at T on a daily on this one. Okay. Now the symbol that you put on this doesn't matter, because this looks at a hard-coded list. So T on a daily, does it cross through the blue inside the cover? And it does. So this T on a daily is a call, and that's one you would take right here. Okay, do you guys see what I'm talking about with that? This is list 2, so why don't we just change this to list 2 for a second. Well, let's look at AXTI. AXTI on a daily. Does that do it? That does too. Okay, so let's just look at that. Okay, so when you get something like this, AXTI, and you get it in the upper one up here without having it down in the bottom one, you have to make sure that it does this part of it. This part of the synthetic divergence trade. It's got to cross the blue step line within the cover, like that. So that's exactly what you'd be looking for. You'd be taking a long trade on AXTI. Okay. Thank you, Michael, for letting me know that. And Johnny Z, I'm talking about Eastern Time. Yes, I'm always talking about Eastern Time. So going back to this one, before the close today or at the open to avoid gaps within the morning. Closer to the close, okay? Closer to the close than this, Wayne. But before the close, closer to the close. Because this could change a little bit between now and then. So, you know, the next thing I'm going to show you. Alright, the next thing I'm going to show you. Okay, I got to show you a couple of things. I'm trying to stay focused here because I got so much that I want to show you. I want to get in there and trade and make some money while we're doing this too. I don't remember if we made any money in the last session. Did we make any money in the last session? There's a short here on the NQ right now. I just took it. Here it is. It's at plus 10. And we'll go to plus 14. I think that's 14. That's more than 14. Then we just go down to there. I don't know what I just got out of that. But this was a synthetic short right here. Synthetic divergence short. Alright, I just went short right there. And it's going to be a long trade. No, that's not quite a long trade right there. Let me write it down. Okay, what is today? Let's go here. See all the red we had in there today? But let's go here. Today is the 46th day, and this is 4-1. And I don't know what we just got, but it was on the NQ. So let's see what I just got on that. I have again horrible slippage today on everything. 16 ticks exactly is what I got. Okay. Oops, that's supposed to be right here. 16. Alright, so we'll bring this down. Copy that. Paste it in there. So far, 1, 0. Copy that. Paste it in there. Make this a 46. Okay. So everything looks pretty good here. Alright, that was the one trade that we took so far. And I've been kind of jammed up all day today and I haven't been able to trade as much as I wanted to. So I'm going to try to take some in here and make a little bit of money while we're doing this. Did I get an email for TradingView sale trying to extend but no price sale given? Paul, I will send, let me just write this down. I'll send you the link that I got. It may be location based, Paul, but I think we're in the same time zone, so I don't think that ought to work for you. But the sale price was $17.95 or something like that a month. It's $250 a year, I think, is what you got to pay for it. Okay. I think I got to that just by going here and clicking on TradingView. Yeah, this is it right here. Here. Oh, I just went to TradingView.com and it comes up for me. Okay, so if that doesn't come up for you when you go to TradingView.com, you hit Explore Offers. Here, I'll give you this. Copy. I'll give it to you right here. There, everybody try to go there and see if you get it. $17.98 is the deal. If you pay in the monthly, that's a huge deal. And if less than 4 months worth, you get a whole year. It is a huge deal. And they don't normally give 70% off here. They normally give 70% off here. We normally get 60% off here. Squirrel. Okay. So, in here, I was showing you in here on this MDLZ what this second level in the 0DTE looks at. This is what that one looks at, but it looks at it on a 6-hour time frame, where the top level looks at this synthetic divergence on a daily. The second level looks at synthetic divergence a little bit differently. It's a little bit different trigger. This right here is your reversal signal, and it looks at that on a 6-hour. So what I look for is the combination of those two. Alright, so if you have both of those showing, so if you're looking right now on the 0DTE and you can see all this stuff, at 3:30 the bottom is going to fill up. Alright, at 3/3 of the bottom is going to fill up, and the top will probably fill up with some too. And whatever matches up between those, that's what you really want to look at. Okay, that's what you really want to look at. I mentioned IWM. IWM is the Russell. Alright, it's the Russell 2000 ETF. Okay, Mario, it only shows 17% when you open the page. 17% off when you open the page. Okay. Then maybe it is some other thing. I don't know. I don't know, Mario. And you saw what it showed for me. Maybe log off and log back on, or try a different browser or something. Maybe it's looking at some other information from your browser, Mario. Okay. Or we could set up a meeting and I could put everything in on for you on my computer and see if it gives it to you. Okay. Yeah, well, I'll do it for everybody. Everybody just give me all your credit card information and I'll put it in for you, and I'll get it from my computer. Just kidding. I really am just kidding. I never take anybody's credit card information. But I wonder, I don't know. I'm already good till like 2030. I don't know why it's giving me this offer. But, and you know what, I already have premium. See my current plan, it says it right there. Current plan, premium. I don't know. I don't know why. Alright. Well, I'm sorry I teased you guys. Really, it says, how much time did it say I had left? 4 days, 10 hours. So we got plenty of time to get a couple of you guys in here. And Hal says he's got the same offer as me, and he's out in the West Coast. Alright, so I don't know what the heck the deal is. Alright, back in here. Back on track. So, you know, in the for those of you guys who are not aware of it, if you are not subscribed, then you don't get access to this channel, the TV Trades Options channel. Okay, if you're not subscribed, you don't get access to this channel. Now, in this channel, what I try to do is get all the TV Trades Options picks out before the close of the business. Well, before 4 p.m. I try to get them out. And a lot of times I know it's really close. But these are the ones at the beginning of the day yesterday to the end of the day yesterday. It was okay. It wasn't a great day yesterday. And these are the ones for today. And today was just bad. Today was just bad. And I was afraid it would be. And I didn't put these out until like 9 o'clock last night. And I was afraid it would be because the market was just running so much yesterday. It just gave... everything was pushed up into the overbought. And that's what gave us all the puts. There weren't any calls. These are all puts yesterday. And there's only a couple of them that actually worked out to be profitable today. So I'm going to wait on those. Remember, they don't expire until Thursday. So that's one good thing. You have them for a couple more days. So we have a big down day tomorrow. Then you'll be okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So if we have a big down day tomorrow, then you'll be okay. You'll be able to get your money out of it. The ones that I'm going to put out today, we'll see what happens here in a half an hour at 3:30. How many options we get down here. Okay, let's go back and see if we have a chance for another trade in here. We do not there. We do not there. Okay. What I'm looking for is a synthetic divergence trades. This right here is perfect. This is exactly what I like to see. Where this is about right here. The blue step line is about right there inside the cover. And it just smacks down just through it like that a little bit. And did it again right there. So the very next bar you buy at the open. The very next bar you buy at the open. That's what I like to see. Alright, see right here, it didn't go through the blue right there in the cover, so that's not a trade right there. For those of you guys who don't know what the synthetic divergence is, it's the red line right here. And I built that to help eliminate the arrows that didn't go anywhere, right? What I did is I tried to create something that would let you know that that's not going to go anywhere in that direction. The black arrows here. I tried to create something that's going to let you know that it's not going to go anywhere in that direction. And what I ended up building was something that's a really good reversal tool that says, okay, not only is it not going to go anywhere in that direction, it's going to reverse on you. So then that's where I brought in all the option stuff. Because if you have a tool that you know is going to reverse, then you can trade options going in the opposite direction pretty easy. And You see right here, it said right here it's not going to go in that direction, and it completely reversed. So if you sold it right there, it comes down here, it says it's going to go in the opposite direction right there. So you can buy it right here, and it did go in the opposite direction. So you just trade that until you get another opportunity. Okay, the next one was right here. This said that one's going to go in the opposite direction, and it did. And the next one was right here. That said this one's going to go down. It didn't go down right away, but it did eventually go down. But these guys right here, I like those. Those are the ones I like to see. Alright, so we don't have one right now. That was just a little brush up on synthetic divergence and how you trade it. Also, for those of you guys who don't know, for 0DTE less what time frame, there are 2 empty banners showing on my chart. Yours only has 1. Hal, send me a picture of what yours looks like. Okay, send it to me in Telegram. The 0DTE ones over here, this one is a daily and this one is a 6 hour. This is a 3 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. But these are the 2 that you really take action on. Alright, at the beginning of the day, at the open, either the daily or the 6 hour, if they are giving you a signal in there, an IWM, a QQQ, or an SPY, then you want to take that. Okay? And they're all empty right now. Every one of these is empty right now. This is the only one that's not empty. And it's you can ignore that right now. That's got to be somewhere. I could actually take off the combo that's in there, and then it's empty, completely empty like that. Okay. So the AXTI, you see how it crossed the blue right there? That's exactly what you want. Now, if you wanted to look at this on the T, that's showing this one right here. See if it crossed. It did. That's okay. Let's look at the HPQ. HPQ. See if that crossed, and that did. So all 3 of the ones that were just listed in here, that one, and that one, those are all valid calls right now. At the end of the session or at the end of the day, I would go and look at every one of those and and see. Now, let me go there for a second too, because there's something else that came up just the other day that I wanted to show you guys. So we have HPQ, AXTI, and T. Let's look at HPQ. HPQ. I don't know what that is, but we're going to look at a call on HPQ. Okay, and so now today we're not going to look at the 4.2 call, we're going to look at the 4.10 call. Okay, and it's going to be more expensive because we're going out to next Friday now. Hit show full quote. Look down here and see what the volume in the open interest is. Alright, I chose this one because I didn't think it was going to have much volume or open interest. Because if you don't have any volume, you don't have anybody that's going to buy it from you. If you don't have any open interest, well, if you don't have any open interest, you don't have anybody that's interested in it. And nobody's going to buy it from you. What were the other 2? AXTI and T. Alright, so that's not a lot of volume. And T is AT&T. We're going to have much more volume on that, I bet. Look at the call on that, and go to show full quote, and look at the delta on that thing. Wow. Alright, but that's got 184 and 709. So that would be okay, but that's on this week's. If you go out to next week's, 52 and 281. Now that's going to grow between now and the end of next week. And the delta's still good on that. That's good. The delta, you want to have delta of 0.50 or better. Alright, 50 or better for what we do. And what's the other one? AXTI. AXTI. That one. Okay, and we'll look at a call on that one. And I should be writing this stuff down. Yeah, you see the open interest in the volume on this? 0. And let's look at next week's. 0. So we're not even going to list this. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take that off my list. There's 2 of them that I have to take off now. CTSH and AXTI. AXTI and CTSH. The ones that don't have any volume, you really don't want to trade. If you trade this and there's a 1 there and there's a 1 there, that's you. You're not going to be able to sell it to anybody. You'll never be able to get out of it. You'll be able to exercise it. If it goes up, you'll be able to exercise it. But if it doesn't go up, then you're stuck with it. Okay. So that is a perfect example of what I was trying to show you. If you have zero volume and zero open interest, then just forget about it. Hey, Hal, look at there. I thought you texted that to me a few minutes ago. Oh, that's the picture that I just asked you to send me. Okay, let's go back in here. So out of these, you're going to skip that one, and these two here look to be okay to take. All right, so let's go back to that. Let's go back to that again, and we'll go through the process that I go through whenever I have to do this. What the heck? I just had it in front of me a second ago. Which one was it? I don't know. Well, we'll use this. Okay, so what was it? This? Yeah, this was it right here. Alright, so we're going to go back and we'll look at T. Alright, so the process that I go through when I get this for you guys is, first, if it's up on the top list, you have to make sure that it has the cross. And then you go to T, and it's a call, and then you got to go to the right expiration date, and then it's a 28 call on 410, and you do show full quote. You want to have your delta be 50 or greater. So what I would say is we're going to do on T, we're going to have a 28 call, and the last on that right now, the last is 0.64. That's what I would show you, 0.64, and the delta is 60.12. That's what I tell you. I multiply times 100. You want this to be 50 or greater. Okay, that's what I tell you. And so the next one is, well, you see that T just went away. But these, these come and go in real time. But at the end of the day, when you look at them, you got to just pick a time at the end of the day and say, this is what I'm going with. And right now, HPQ, T just went away, but it'll probably come back. But if you look at HPQ, that's also a call. And again, we're going to look at the 10th. And so look at an 1850 call on the 10th. HPQ 1850C, and the last on that is 0.78, and the delta is 63.2. Alright, so I'll come back and look at that again in a little while, but that's all you have to do. Alright, so you guys don't need to wait for me to do this. If it's up here, you make sure you get the cross, and then you have to go and just check that stuff out. Alright, that's how I do it. The next question, is there a percentage or proportion from volume to open interest that clarifies you trading it? You mean like in this case right here, open interest is 111 and the volume is 58? No. No is the answer. I know the open interest is twice what the volume is, but you don't know, this is what's out there right now, right? And the volume is 58. That's 58 that could have been bought, 58 that could have been sold, could have been in one, could have been in 5 transactions, could have been in 1 transaction. You don't know. So there is no real way to use that information right there, Bob. Okay. Alright. Let me go see if I can trade anything again. Not there, but here. Not there. Where the heck was it? What was I trading off of? This one. Okay. Right here. We don't have anything there. That's almost a trade there, but not quite. Okay, so I wanted to cover all that stuff with you. Rico, I can't answer the phone right now. Are you in the meeting with us? You're not in the meeting. Okay, well, he's got to leave me a voicemail. Alright. I feel like I covered a lot of things, but there's one thing that I haven't covered, and that's the new delta that I created. Alright, I have my own delta that I created. And my delta doesn't give you the same information that their delta does. my deltas not using the same math, so I combine my information with their information. Oh, you're talking about the volume of the actual stock trading, not the volume of the option trading. That's what you mean, right? I have not really looked at that correlation, but usually that's going to be reflected in the number of options traded too. Okay, for what that's worth. What is this? The ES. And the ES has a short right here. I just took it. Does it have a short? Crap, it's not a short. Well. Lock it in 2 ticks. I screwed that one up. It was a short over here a minute ago, and I just took it, and then it just went to a long right here. Well, okay. Well, we'll take the 2 ticks on the short, and now we can jump on the long if you want. And I just jumped on the long, and now I was at 3 ticks in the long, but it didn't go to break even yet. There it goes. Now it's to break even. I'll go to 4 ticks on that one. So this is synthetic divergence long right here. Okay, there was synthetic divergence short right there, and right there the long, and now it's got another short actually right now. Let's go in here and put it in first before we do anything else. Wednesday totals. That was the ES, and we had 7 there, but we had 2 more trades. 7 total and 2 more trades. Okay. Let's get back over here and see if we can get anything else. This is not a trade here. This was actually a short in here a second ago. I can still jump on it. It didn't go anywhere. Here, I'm going to jump on it right now. Here it is. Okay, and it's got to go 4 ticks into profit to bump that stop to break even. It's going to go down 1 more. Get that stop to break even. This is what I was looking for right here. The synthetic divergent crossing the blue in the blue and getting out of it into the overbought. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Now we have a blue arrow to go with it, but that blue arrow is not on the outside of the bands. So we're in the trade anyway. We'll just let it run and see what it's going to do. It should work out. I don't really have a number on the upside or downside for it to run to in the DOM. So I would expect it's going to get down here to 617. Be right here. We'll see what it does. Let me put this window on top. And that's it. Alright, so yeah, Bob's question, when I just showed you that in the options just a second ago, about this volume and this open interest, he was talking about the volume on the underlying security, like this volume. Is there any correlation to this volume and this open interest? And there's not. Right? But usually, if there's no volume here, if there's no interest in it here, there's not going to be any interest in it down here at all either. Okay, if we go back to that one, what was it? HPQ. That was the other one that didn't have any volume, right? HPQ. This one didn't have any volume. Okay, now it's got 13 million up here, but it didn't have any volume down there. We're looking at a call on that a minute ago. The 410 call. Do show full quote. There we go on the yes. And we got 2 more on the yes. This, I guess it wasn't HPQ, because that does have some volume. Alright, so that turned out to be a blue arrow plus synthetic divergence, and now it's got a long trade with a synthetic divergence. Now, this is the thing you can get yourself into here, going back and forth with synthetic divergence. So if you want to do something in here, I have these swing bands on, which you can still have the same things on. If you put the mid bands on and you want to just trade in the direction of the mid bands, you can do that. That's up to you. there was right here, it was showing a long trade with synthetic divergence from right in here. Okay, just a second ago. But I just got 2 ticks on that last one, right? Let me go back in here to Wednesday totals and add those 2 here. Makes that a 9. And that a 3. Okay, so we're at $1,925 right now. And this, in 13 minutes, this bottom level is going to fill up with information. Okay, and hopefully the top one will too. We'll get some more information in the top. But remember, what I'm looking at on the bottom is on a 6-hour time frame. This stuff over here is whatever time frame that is. That's all different ones, right? But this stuff over here on the 6-hour, you'll probably see, you might see something fill up over here on this one. This is a 6-hour as well. AXTI, that was the one, Michael. You're right. AXTI, thank you. Let's look that back up. AXTI. And Wayne, it's your responsibility to keep me on schedule. I'm on course here. Okay. Going back, does the 6-hour signal have to match the same signal for that index on the 1 day to buy that? Well, that's what I've been doing, Wayne. The ones that I've been putting out to you guys, I've been making them match. Alright, I've been getting a match for them. Okay, it doesn't have to. If you don't do that, you know, when I first started doing this stuff with you guys, I was just looking at the stuff up here, and you would have to make sure it had the cross. You just take this and make sure it has the cross. And if it has the cross, then it'd be okay. But AXTI was that one. Let's go look at that. Because I think that that will be... now this has got 19 million of volume, and it's got no volume down here for the option. It was a call, and see, and the one that expires, this week has got nothing, and that's next week. Next week's got nothing, and the one that expires tomorrow has only got 1 open interest. I hope that's not one of you guys. Or if it is one of you guys, I hope you're in the money on it, and you can roll it over. Alright, so I was showing you this in here. Now, what does the day look like overall on the ES? Let's go to a 30-minute on the ES. Alright, so it started to recover. We had this big move down, and then it started to recover. So those options are not going to look any better at this point. You're going to have to hold on to those for another day, it looks like. Okay. And we'll put this back on a 7 range. And did we get any trades? We didn't. We had the one a second ago. It looks like it was a trade in here, didn't it? Synthetic Divergence long a second ago. It was right in here. Alright, there was a purple one long right there. But, anyway. You don't understand having different hours if you only look at traded MRI. I explained that earlier, how the reason I had the different hours over here, these will only occur at a certain time. Alright, they'll change during the day because the lines, because this is a live chart, the lines will go up and down. But there's a certain point of the day when the bar actually closes where you want to take action on this. So you're looking for when the bars close. That's why I have these other ones in here. The bar will close at 11 o'clock, or at 12 o'clock, or at 10 o'clock. Whereas these will close at 9:30. The bar will close at 9:30 on both of these. Okay? That's why I have the different time frames over here. These will close at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. So you'll be able to take action on those if you want to. At different hours during the day. If you want to do 0DT stuff at different hours during the day. These two down here, you want to do it at the open. Just do them at the open. And the bigger the time frame, the bigger the likely move. Okay? So the daily, if you get them on the daily, that's likely to have a bigger move. Or the 6-hour, they could have a bigger move on those than you are on these smaller ones. Especially the hourly. Okay? Okay, so how do you get the different time frame list? Okay, I showed that earlier at the beginning, but I'll just show you again right now. You only need to have, that was the one that I started to make this one, this one, this one. I don't know. It might have been this one. This one. I don't know. The way you have to do it is we'll just go on to 3 here like this. We'll get rid of that. Okay, we'll get rid of that. And we'll leave that down there for right now. You just add on the TV trades. Okay, add in your TV trades like this. Okay, and if you want to have multiple in the same box, like this one right here, if you want to have multiple in the same box as that, add on more than one TV trades in the same box. Like that. Okay, so now we have 3 of them. And I'm going to go into here into each one of these and switch it to a scanner. Okay, each one of those I'm going to switch to a scanner. Okay, and the top one I'm going to switch to a 1 hour. Okay, and the next one I'm going to switch to a 6 hour. And the bottom one I'm going to switch, well, the bottom one is a daily by default. I'll leave it on daily by default. Okay, now you see how they're all smashed on top of each other like that. So what you have to do is go here to the 3 dots and do move to new pane below, and do the same thing for the next one, move to new pane below. So now what you have are 3 different scanners. Now these are all on list 1, so you have to change them all. If you want the 0DTE stuff, you gotta go down here to the bottom and put them all on list 5. Okay, put them all on list 5. Okay, now this is all in the recording house. You'll be able to go back and watch this after. And it is at 3:24 in the recording, or 15:24 in the recording, if you want to write that down. But so right now, they're all looking for the ETFs, for the 0DTE ETFs. Okay. You did send me a screenshot. Let me go and look at that now and see what yours looks like. Here it is. That came up as a document. You got to send me a picture, Hal. You sent it to me in a document. I can't open a document. Just see, that's the way it came through. There's a document down there. The one banner empty. I mean, all these are going to be empty right now because nothing's meeting the requirement for it. But that's how you set it up. Okay, just like that. And they're all empty. Mine are empty too. Alright, if I go back to this 0DTE over here, that's a 2 hour, and that's a 3 hour. Alright, I didn't do a 2 or a 3 hour in this one. In here, I didn't do a 2 or a 3. If I change one of these to a 2, right here, if I change that to a 2 hour, then it's going to show something there, the same stuff that was on the other one. If I change it to a 3 hour, it'll show what was on the other one over there. Okay, that's not what I did. I had it on a 6 hour. You see, this has it in here, but it's not with the trend. It's a call and a downtrend. So I wouldn't expect much out of that. Okay. Yes, the delta, the advantage. Okay. Well, let's get into that. Alright. Now, you guys don't have access to this yet either. I wanted to test it out quite a bit. I mean, the first test was 28 for 28, and then the second test was like 24 for 24. But then that stuff happened yesterday afternoon, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I think I'll show you what I mean by that. I think I have a screenshot of it somewhere. But let me put it on. Okay, it's not this combo, it's not the other combo, it's a new combo. And only I have access to it, so it's going to be in here in my scripts, and it's going to be 3 things. This one right here, TV trades. It's going to be that combo. Okay, now let me move this down into its own thing as well. Why is it not opening? Oh, it's still loading. Okay. This has got a ton of code in it. A ton of code. And it takes a long time to load. You can't run it on smaller time frames. because it's just too much. Okay, now when this scanner comes up, again, this is going to be on a daily, and it's going to be using, well, some different information, as you can see. Actually, this is on a 2-hour, using different information. So let's let me move this down. Right, let me move it to, I'll move it up actually, we'll move it to a new pane above, so it's all by itself. Okay, we'll move all these other ones down. Alright, so in here I have my own delta in here, and I can set this so it only gives me trades with a certain delta. You know, the bigger the better, but the default is 60. But I can set it so it only has stuff that's over 80. You know, if I get a whole bunch of things like that, then I can reset it so it's only going to give me stuff that's really high probability. And you can see in here, because we had that big up move, you're going to have a whole bunch of stuff that gives you all the opportunities on the short side. All right, and this, well, at 3:30, all those other ones that we had over here, let me connect on this. All these guys here in 2 minutes are going to fill up with information. This one, this one, this one, and this one. In 2 minutes will fill up with information. Okay, but going back to this one over here, I have a TVT delta, and what the TVT delta does is it goes and looks at a whole bunch of things, and it says, alright, this is really set to move significantly. So I haven't, you know, I'm still testing it, but it looks at all the same stuff that these other two look at, all the same stuff that these two are looking at, and then it adds in a bunch of other things, and it filters it out based on things. You know, you'll see in a minute when these pop here in a few minutes, you'll see some of the same symbols are in there, but there'll be fewer in the newest version that I have right here. That's got the TVT delta, and these again are all puts because we had a big up day. So you have to take, on days where you have a huge up day like that, you might want to wait. The big one of this is going to come out at 11:30. Right, 11:30, right in the middle of the day, is when the big one of this is going to come out. And so you're not going to get surprised. Usually at 11:30, you're not going to get surprised by stuff that happens overnight, and you have a pretty good feel for what's going on during the day. All right, that's the way that this is set up. So that'll be more information for you soon. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff, and it's really cool. And I actually changed this around so you can go in here and you can eliminate columns if you want. Now in this version, that's why it has so much more code. You can go in here and eliminate columns, add columns. You can change the delta value if you want to, so it only gives you certain delta values, you know, above the max rows to show. You can do it on different time frames. Like I wouldn't really do it on a daily time frame. Well, I mean, you can do it on daily. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say I wouldn't do it on daily. But the 2-hour one, is what I like at 11:30. Okay, put it on the 2-hour one, and you'll see when it pops back up. The stuff that came out at 11:30 was good stuff. And if you have it on the 2-hour one, and you have it set up so it gives you something, you don't have anything right here on it, but if it had it set up in the overnight, a lot of times what you have there is going to gap at the open. Okay, but you didn't get that one yet. No, you don't have that one yet. Alright, that's something that I'm working on, and I'm always trying to make it better and give us more information and help weed out the days like yesterday where there were 54 of them to choose from. You know, nobody wants to look at 54 things that are all puts. You know, they're all puts and they're all 54, and I don't want to give you that. And as it was, I gave you 16 that were all puts, and they didn't do well, and I was afraid they weren't going to, because the reason they were puts, there's a short here on the EQ. The reason they were puts was because everything just ran up at the end of the day yesterday. Everything ran up and put everything into the overbought, and when everything went into the overbought, where are we at? 6, 5. There, that was 20. When everything went into the overbought, it was, let's go look over here. See what I mean? I told you at 3:30, these are going to fill up down here. So now these, sadly, the top part's not giving us anything to work with. You see the IWM right now? That, it just went away. Well, the IWM right now on the hourly, that option expires in 30 minutes, so you're not going to do anything with that 0 DTE. You're not going to do anything with that. Alright, you can leave it alone. In here, these are not matching up with anything up here right now. The HPQ is the only one that matches up. So, we don't have a ton to work with today. You could just go off of this. These are good too. These signals here are going to be very good too. And this is a good mix, puts and calls. So it's a good mix for tomorrow. So what you would have to do is just go through all of these. All the ones that are with the trend, right? That means they're colored all the way across. Those are the ones that are with the trend. So you just go and look at those and see what the open interest in the volume is like. And remember, you're not buying for tomorrow's expiration. You're buying for next Friday's expiration. Next Friday's expiration is what you're buying for, right? The 10th. Okay. Let me reconnect on this and let me go see if we have another trade coming up here. Oops, it was on this one. No, it wasn't. It was this one. Connect on this. We do have a blue arrow trade right there, and that is the NQ. I forgot to write down what that last trade was. 20 ticks. I forgot to put that one in the totals. I'm in this one right now too. I just took that blue arrow trade, and that's at plus 10 right now. And that's at 16. Alright, so I have two more trades, a 20 tick and a 16 tick to add into the totals. That's here, so that's 26 more ticks. 36, that puts us at 42. And two more trades, right? So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. The average is 4,258. What time do we have right now? We haven't gotten into the busy time yet, so we should easily get to what we wanted. So if I go through this stuff with you right now, it is 3:34, so we'll go through this stuff for the information for tomorrow. Alright, the AXTI, that was one that we determined wasn't any good, right? Remove, I have that written down somewhere. AXTI and CTSH, yeah, the AXTI was one that doesn't have any volume. HPQ, we said was okay. The T was up here a few minutes ago, so we're still going to go with the T. The PCG, the HPQ, the XOM. XOM is Exxon. So, what we would do right now, let me start this again over here. So with T, we had a 28 call, right? The last was at 0.64, and the delta at that point was at 60.12. And the HPQ, we had an 1850 call, and the last on that was 0.78, and the delta was 63.2. So those are the only ones that match up right now between here and here. That's because there's nothing up here right now. But if you look down here, you look at Apple, CVX, and KView. Now Apple's got a put, CVX has got a call, KView's got a put. So we don't have that many more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 more. And that would be a fair number for tomorrow. Alright, so if we just go through them all, you guys want to go through those, and we'll just pick them out, and then let's see if we can place some more trades in here back and forth. I'm happy to do that with you, so you have something at, before the close actually today. If you want to go through and pick them out, and maybe put a trade on or two. This is the NQ, giving a synthetic divergence short right here. We spread that out. Did it actually hit it? It didn't actually hit it. It's not the greatest trade. It's not the greatest trade. It didn't actually go across it right there. Alright, so let's just do that. Let's go here. Not there, not there, not there. Let's go here. And we'll pick out those options. Wait, before I do that, let me go, so I don't have to keep jumping back and forth. I'm just going to go here. This is what we're looking at. Let me just make a screenshot and print it. Just makes it easier for me. We've already done the HPQ, right? Yeah, so we'll just look at these down here. And I will print that. And hold it. That way I don't have to keep jumping back and forth. So, Apple, V1, CVX, KView, the T we've already done, PCG, HPQ we've already done, XOM, CMG. I'm pretty sure all those have pretty good volume on them. And E, and A, ES, and we just got a couple more ABBV and Guild. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's plenty. And there's a good variance there. For those on the 6-hour time frame for each list except 5, can you do that on your own? You can't right now. Once I create this thing, you don't have access to this right now, Wayne. But once I give you access to that, then you can do that on your own. Okay, but right now you can watch all this, you can see all this, and you can go and pick out your own right now. Like what I'm going to do right now is go into each one of those in here, and then we'll start out at the top. We had Apple was right at the top, right? Apple, and that was a put we were looking at. Okay, so you come in here and you look at the puts. There's a put, and it's giving you this. We're going to look at not 4.1, not 4.2. We're going to look all the way out here to 4.10, right? That's going to make it pretty expensive. All right, but just to be consistent, we're going to go out to next Friday on the Apple. Okay, so if you do show full quote on that, going out to next Friday, the delta right here, you see how the delta is only 45? So you're going to change that from 255, you go out to 257.50, and now the delta is 55.24. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So the Apple, it'll be a 257.50 put, 257.5p, and the last on that was 467. 467. It's got volume and open interest. Okay, and the delta on this is 55.34. Right? So that's the Apple. Next one was CVX. And CVX was a call actually. So we're going to look at CVX on the call. Again, we're going to go out to 410. And that, look at this one, Bob Z. 250 in volume and 22 in open interest. What the heck, man? 1203 in volume and 91 in open interest. Anyway, it's got a pretty tight spread. It's not too bad. So we're looking at the CVX call for the 10th. All right, and the delta's fine. So you look at the 197.5 call, and the last on that was 422, and the delta is 52.67. Alright, so that was pretty easy. And you look at KView, KVUE, and that is a put. So look at the put, and you go out to 410, and look at here. See the delta on that's only 25, so 17 is not going to work. Probably go out to 18. No, that's 80. Probably go out to 1750. 1750 works. Okay, so you're looking at the 1750 put on KView. Put, and the last on that was 27 cents, and the delta is 51.66. So PCG will be the next one, PCG, and that guy is a put. We'll go out to the 10th on that and see what the delta is. The delta is only 41, so we're going to have to move that one a little. There we go. Alright, so on that you're going to have an 18 put, and the last on that was 0.55, and you're looking at 67 delta. You see what I'm going at here, right? This is all you have to do. Exxon right now. Exxon is a call. So Exxon is a call. And on Exxon, we'll go out to the 10th. It's a 160 call so far. Yeah, 160 call is good. Exxon, 160 call. The last on that was 450. And the delta is 58. CMG will be the next one. Oops, CMG. Chipotle. Chipotle is like the dirtiest restaurant. I read something about that yesterday. Of the 5 nastiest restaurants, Chipotle is the nastiest. And that was a put. I read that. I literally just read that yesterday. I don't mean to offend anybody who eats there. I never eat there. Open interest was nothing on that one with 5 and 54. On which one, Bobsy? I'm sorry, I didn't really look at it. The volume on this one is 7, but open interest is full. Was it the last one? On the ABBV, or whatever that was? No, I'm sorry, the XOM. It wasn't XOM. We're on CMG right now. Okay. I may have to go back and check that. But we'll say right now, on the 10th, the 33 put, the delta is 56. It doesn't have a lot of volume, but it's got plenty of open interest. So the volume isn't as important as the open interest. Okay. Alright, so that's a 33 put. 33 put, and the last on that was 0.91, and it's got 56.03 delta. Alright, and NEE, let's do that. NEE was a call. Alright, and we'll hit show full quote. That's got good volume and open interest. That's right on the borderline right there. We'll go up 1 to 94. Ooh, we'll go down 1 to 93, 92. Alright, that's, I mean, you could really go with the 93 if you wanted to, and not really change it. It's 49.27. I mean, the difference, and let me explain this just so if you don't know. What this means is, if this goes up or down $1 in price, the option is going to change that much. Alright, so it's got a delta of 0.74, so the option is going to change $74 in price. Alright, now to get into this, it costs you right now, let's say you get into the ask, it's going to cost you $143 to buy it, right? It costs you $143 to buy it. If it goes up $1, you'll gain $74. If it goes down $1, you lose $74. That's what the delta means. Okay? Mark, the question was, are you buying it at the ask? What I'm listing is this right here, the last trade that happened is what I'm listing. When I give you the things out here on the, in the channel, you can buy it at the ask. You can usually spread the mid and the ask. You can usually spread that and get a better fill if you get it early enough in the session. You usually spread that. You don't have to buy it at the ask. Alright, this has got a pretty big spread on it. It's got a 50-cent spread. That's a pretty big spread for something that's priced this way. It's 30% overall. Was it PCG? Was the one that didn't have any open interest? Let me just put a little star on that. I'll go back and check that one. Okay, we'll leave that one out if it doesn't have any. But this one right here is NE. It's a call, and the delta right here on the 92 is 75. So that's going to work for you or against you. If you want to just go to the 93, which is, well, now it's up to 50. So we'll just stick with the 93. We'll just call it a 93 call on this. Okay. So you don't get clobbered if it goes the wrong way. And the last on this is 0.57. And the delta just keeps changing. We'll just say 0.50, the delta, okay. And let's look at the PCG again, because that might have been the one that didn't have any volume on it. And that was a put, and they had 34. The PCG was okay. Well, the next one probably didn't. The 410. Yeah, the 410 had zero volume, but it's got 201 in open interest. Now, the zero volume isn't that big of a deal. Okay, as I said, because this is out more than a week right now, and there's open interest, so there's somebody that's going to buy it from you if you try to sell it. There's already somebody there, or somebody for you to buy it from, somebody that's willing to sell it. Okay, so the more open interest, usually the tighter the spread. I think. Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Something like that. I don't know. Let's go back. I want to get this done. AES Corp. And that's on AES was a put. Did I do any? I did do any. Okay, and AES was a put. And let's see. This has got 12 and 40. And we're going to go out one here to 410. It's got 28 and 300 on 410. It's not, they're charging like $1 or $10, I guess, right now to buy or sell this thing. But the bid and ask is huge. You see the difference? See that spread? So on this one, you could probably get the mid on this if you wanted to. It's got a delta of 0.34, so we're not going to be able to do that either. I have to go up. There it is. Now it's got a delta of 80. This isn't really that attractive to me, the AES one. I'll put it in the list, but it's not that attractive to me. No, I'm going to keep it out of the list because the difference between the bid and the ask is just huge. That spread is huge. Well, the last is 39, so it's right at the top. So I'm just going to leave that one out. Just cross that guy out. Okay, and ABBV was one. ABBV. And that one, ABBV, was a call. Okay, and we'll go out to 410 on that. Check it out, 11 and 366. That's okay. This isn't too bad. So it'd be a 215 call. 215 call. And the last on that is 419, right in the middle. That's pretty good. And the delta is 51.2. Okay, and Guild is the last one. Now, Guild was really messed up yesterday. Man, what did I just do? I didn't mean to do that, whatever it was. I gotta go back. Give me a sec. This one? Nope. This one? Yeah, this one. Guild was messed up. Not yesterday, but the day before. It had this huge candle. It looked like it was a typo or something like that. Guild is a put. It's a put. And we'll go up to 410 on that. And show full quote. And that's no good, so we'll go out one more. That's a little better, but still not there. There we go. Alright, I don't really like this one either because I had to go out 2 on it. It wasn't any good the way it was. I'm going to leave that one out too. Alright, we got enough without that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 options for tomorrow morning. Okay, so that's how I go through it every day to figure this stuff out for you guys. And you guys can go through this on your own and figure this stuff out. Right? You don't need me to do it for you. You got the information right in here. Do we get any more trades in here? No, not yet. Okay, but we're doing okay on the trades. This is, see how the blue is outside the cover right there? That means I don't want that one. Okay, when it's outside the cover. This one right here I would take on the NQ if I could find my DOM. I still can't get to my DOM. It's buried. Here it is. I was in the right place. I don't think so. My DOM was buried. Alright. So you see how this went through right there? It went through it right there. And that's the one that you want to take. You want to short that when it goes through the step line on the way out of the cover. Alright. I am in that. It's not looking so good right now, but I'm in it. And we'll see what happens with it. But it's got to go 4 points till it goes, there it is, plus 10. And well, I guess we'll just take the plus 10 on that. And that Did it actually get it? No, it didn't. Okay, so that's not a trade there. So we'll go back in here now. And those other 10 ticks onto here, so that makes that 52. And this is 6. Go back here. That's not a trade. Not a trade. Alright. 2 back, you said, Mark. And when you said that, we were at CMG, I think. NEE, CMG, XOM. I know that's an okay one. Alright, so that's all the stuff right there in a nutshell. Okay. So, did that hit it? Nope. That one did, though, on the ES. Okay. So the ES right here, that's a synthetic divergence short on the ES. Here it is. Okay. It's got to go 4 ticks in a profit bump that stop to break even. I'll keep you posted on how it does. It's not there yet. It's still not there. Here, I'll bring it over. You guys can watch it. Watch it together. Let's just let this happen. It should get down to right here. Right here is number 1575. There, now it's at break even. I'll lock in 1 tick and route with 1. It's also got the purple right now. That purple just sent it down too. But now it just actually flipped to a long trade. Did I do that completely wrong? I believe I did do that completely wrong. One tick. Let me just do that. I put in the 1 tick. And I'll do the next one right. Hopefully. That was in here. So these are all pretty much the same. Let me just HPQ. T is the one that wasn't, but T showed up down here, so we'll go with that anyway. The HPQ, the XOM, those are in there. CMG's gone, the PCG's gone. CVX is still there. The Apple and KView are gone from here. NE is still there, AES is still there, ABBV is still there, XTI we're not going to do anyway. Okay. See on the 6 hour, these all showed up on the 6 hour, but none of them are with the trend. Yes, there's a ton of stuff, Bob. I was telling you that is, you know, that's what I was telling you. When you sign up, there's just a bunch of things, and you don't need to try to learn everything. Just learn what you need. You need to learn one thing. That's what it says. I haven't gone through this yet. If you haven't taken a trial with us, is this it right here? Yeah. Go to tvtrades.ai. Sign up for the trial at tvtrades.ai. You go to start free trial. This is how you do it. Sign up down here to start the trial. All right. $9.97 a year. That's the best deal. If anybody's already signed up right now, and you want to get a deal on the annual, I'll give you a deal like TradingView is doing. But my deal would be $8.97 a year. Okay, $8.97 a year. So I'll give you $100 off of this. If you're already on, or if you want the $8.97 a year deal, just send me an email to support@targetviewtrades.com. Support@targetviewtrades.com. Just put annual deal on it, and I'll send you the link to sign up. If you're already on one of these, I'll just prorate whatever you got coming back on that. All right, the weekly or the monthly. All right. If you want that, then that's how you go there and take the free trial. Next week's is already here. So if you go to targetviewtrades.com to sign up for next week's webinar, just go to targetviewtrades.com and click on this to sign up for next week's webinar. It's right there. All right, because you're in here now, you'll automatically be signed up for next week's. But still, if you happen to doubt that you're going to get the information, then you can go and do it there, or anytime. You can go and do it there. Okay. So, what time is it now? Wow, it's almost time to get out of here, guys. I didn't even notice that. Let's see, can we get one more trade off? That's not a trade. That's not a trade. I didn't realize it was... Man, where did the time go? And at the beginning I was saying, well, I hope I can make it through this. And this. There's just so much information. I can't wait to get this next thing that I've been testing, that I created, the thing with this thing. Right, it was one out. This combo right here, the one that's got all that stuff with the delta. That was the first night. It was 28 for 28, and the next night, before the price went crazy yesterday, it was 24 for 24. Everything went in the right direction, and then the price went crazy in the opposite direction because everything was, almost all of them were puts, and everything went the right way. So if you were right on top of it when it gave all the indications at 11:30, everything went the right way at 11:30, and then something happened between 11:30 and 12, and everything went the opposite way. But they all had the right indication to begin with. So I'm really looking forward to this being really useful to all of us once I get it ready. Okay, so no trade here, no trade here, and no trade here, and we have just a minute left. It could happen. We could still get something else. See down here on the 6 hour right now, we have this IWM and the SPY calls. They're against the trend. If it doesn't have the full color all the way across, it's against the trend. See, this is a call in a downtrend. It's a call in a downtrend. You want to call in an uptrend. Those are the ones that last. All right. Now, all the signals have that. If you go back here, all the signals tell you whether they're with the trend or against the trend. If it's colored all the way across, it's with the trend. All right. So, of all the ones that we went through a few minutes ago, we now have 1, 2. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ford is new. 8, 9, 10. There are 10 of them that are here. Ford is a new addition here. That wasn't there before. We had CVX, KView, and Apple over here. So Apple is gone. CVX is there. Ford is new. And KView is gone. And here we had the HPQ, the T, PCG, XOM, and we had CMG in here too. That's gone. Apple's back. You know, as we shut down right now, this is a close right here. So we're gonna go with the ones that we had, the 10 that we had originally. We're gonna stick with those. I think they're all pretty much in here still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's 9. All right, and Ford's not one of them, so we're gonna skip Ford. We're gonna go with the original 10 that we had. I think CMG is the only one that's not showing up right now. Ford was a put, and I bought the Ford puts. Like, I'm pretty sure I took a bath on them. I still have them. I didn't try to sell them. I still have them. I was going for a 50% gain on it yesterday at the end of the session, and it didn't give it to me. But I don't know. What did Ford? Oh, Ford's a put right now. Ford's 1168, and my puts. I think I had 12 puts, so they might be worth something right now. I don't know. Let me go see. Let me go and see. It's a whole other day on top of it. They are. Holy crap. I gained 100% on them. Alright, well, that's good news. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I did not gain 100% on them. Oh man, I was excited about that for a second there. Sorry, I looked at the wrong thing. Oh man, I got all excited about that. Because I really thought it was a goner. Well, we'll see. We'll see. They don't expire until tomorrow. So, if they have some value in them tomorrow. I mean, we have another put right here. The end of day put right here. And this is on a daily. Now, this is on a 6 hour. So, we should see something in the morning. You know, I don't know what's going to happen overnight, but by the morning, if it's going to make a move, you know, we'll look at it at the open in the morning. But by noon tomorrow, we should know if we're going to get anything out of it. If you're still holding it at noon tomorrow, and there's any value left in it, we should bail. Okay, because it's going to expire worthless if we don't. Alright, I got all excited. I thought they had gone up 100%, but I was looking at the wrong thing. Ah, man. Because I had written them off, really, in my mind. Anyway, If you haven't taken a free trial, go to tv-trades.ai, sign up for the free trial here, okay? And this webinar is going to be, you'll be able to watch it right here, right? It's going to be on this playlist. You can go out to this playlist from tvtrades.ai. If you guys ever want to see any of the webinars that I've done, or any of the stuff that I've done that I've recorded, go to tvtrades.ai and just click on the view full playlist right here. Right? When you click on that, it's going to bring up all the videos that I have out here, and there's hundreds of them, okay? If you ever want to see any of the stuff that I've done, you can go in there. You can do a search in here on like any of the stuff that I've done, like the scanners and all that stuff, all these things that I've done over the past couple of years. All right, you can get to that directly from this page right here. Go to tv-trades.ai, click on that to get to it. This one will be at the top of the playlist when I'm done. When I'm done with everything I got to do right now, it'll be at the top of the playlist, so it'll be right here. All right. Alright guys, with that, again, if you have any questions, email me at support@targetviewtrades.com. You all have my phone number too. You can text me at my phone number. You can get me at Telegram. My ID on Telegram is at trading_I_Q. And I said support@targetviewtrades.com, right? Yeah, support@targetviewtrades.com. If you want to take the annual deal, if you want the annual deal, I don't have it listed down in here right now. But if you want $8.97 for the annual, just send a thing that says annual in the subject line. Send that to support@targetviewtrades.com, and I'll give you a deal on the annual. Okay? Alright guys, that is it. Thank you. You do got to get hooked up, Bob Z. You got to get hooked up. Hang on, let me do this part first.